Speaking of, we've got something to talk about.
Yes, so we wanted to look back at the biggest weather events of 2025, and this was really hard. You'll probably recall, as everyone at home is going to recall, it was a busy year of weather, and so it's kind of tough to pick out the highlights. There was a lot that kind of got left not included in this story, but this review is kind of the biggest events from winter storms to tornado outbreaks to drought and floods. We had it all this past year. I'm hoping for a much calmer 2026.
All right, check it out.
2025 began with winter arriving in full force. A major snowstorm moving through January 9th and 10th, bringing 6 to 8 inches of snow to northwest Arkansas, while the River Valley reported nearly 10 inches of light powdery snow. Travel, of course, becoming treacherous, schools closing, daily routines brought to a screeching halt, all as the region dug out from one of the biggest snowfalls of the year.
When the week started, a lot of people had tests, but we got this blessing. School got canceled. Now everyone's just happy, having a good time, hanging out.
February followed with more winter weather impacts and dramatic temperature swings. On the 18th, northwest Arkansas measured more than 7 inches of snow across parts of the area. Meanwhile, the River Valley, seeing slightly warmer temperatures, kept a mixed bag of precipitation. Icy conditions were, of course, limited due to those above freezing temperatures. On April 5th, a powerful overnight hailstorm struck communities including Waldron and Boonville. Giant hail, some stones measuring between 2 to 3 inches. We're talking baseball-sized hail, causing widespread damage to businesses, homes, and vehicles. In fact, the roofs at the Waldron schools, such heavily impacted not only by the hail, but the water that came through those damaged roofs, causing much greater damage across the school system. May would become one of the most active severe weather months of the year. On the 18th, a significant hailstorm sweeping across northwest Arkansas brought baseball-sized hail in places such as Springdale and Tawnytown. Damaging wind gusts at 70 miles per hour drove that hail into homes, vehicles, and businesses, only worsening the destruction. And only a day later, the region would face a major tornado outbreak. On the 19th, 14 different individual tornadoes touching down across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. The strongest was an EF2 tornado that moved through Greenland.
Then I started hearing like a train roar, and I ran through the house to try to get to my son's bedroom. And when I got there, he was shutting his window because he could see trees just flying by. And then he jumped on the floor. I jumped on the floor. We just held on to each other.
But thankfully, no fatalities were reported. Summer bringing a different kind of challenge. In the early morning hours of July 18th, intense rainfall led to overnight flash flooding across Benton and Washington counties, creeks, low water crossings flooding rapidly, which led to numerous water rescues as drivers were caught in the rising water. And then came the heat. Repeated heat domes settling over the region during the summer months, bringing an end to the active weather, but also allowing temperatures to soar. In fact, northwest Arkansas recorded 2 days at or above 100 degrees, while the River Valley saw 8 triple-digit days, along with 20 consecutive days with temperatures above 95. And that heat, it refused to go away. Summer-like warmth lingered well into the fall, with both northwest Arkansas and the River Valley recording one of the warmest Octobers and Novembers on record, extending the heat far beyond its typical season. As 2025 comes to a close, this year serves again as another reminder of just how quickly the weather can change right here in Arkansas and Oklahoma.
We'll have more year in review stories throughout the week. All of these will also air in a 30-minute streaming special on 5 News Plus. You can watch that for free on your smart TV devices.